knowledge, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Bold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earning for a goal of innovation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. It's 325 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, fankers, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Good evening, everyone. I'm back. I'm alive. I'm okay, guys. Welcome to the Brighton match preview. It was a 0-0 draw yesterday at Sellers Park. We'll be discussing whether it was a point gained or 2 points dropped. Here with Dan. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, back to work today. But other than that, all good.
Yeah, obviously, I'm slightly jealous. I know a couple of weeks you're off to Strasbourg, man. Jealous.
Well, I didn't get a ticket, so I'll just be vibing in the Christmas market.
But that's still good enough, though.
Oh yeah, 100%, definitely.
Tim, yourself, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah,
not
good.
too bad at all. We're going to start this off different today because it's something I saw online, which I couldn't stop laughing at, to be honest. But give me a second. Let me just find the overlay. Have a read of this, guys. The FA Cup is great, but that's one portion of a very long season in the Premier League. It shows who's got a good squad over a long period of time, not one-off games versus lower league teams and Prem teams.
Rich, give us a song. Rich, give us a song.
Simon,
Hey,
waka.
12th again, who gives up? We won the FA Cup. Hey, waka. 12th again, who gives up? We won the FA Cup.
I can't believe that shamelessness. You are a disgrace. An absolute disgrace.
But where is it? Sorry, I just want to put it back there. I guarantee you, right, when he was writing, the FA Cup is great, but I'm just imagining there are tears rolling down from his eyes. You know, every Brighton fan that I respect, right, hasn't said a word about it. They're the ones I respect, not these addicts of copium.
Yes. Addicts of copium is a great way to push it. Has anyone ever seen Brighton win the cup?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
Nah. You know what's funny? They're claiming some community shield.
Back in the day when the Southern League winners played the Football League winners.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
Not quite the same, is it, lads?
Nope.
It is not the same. But you know what's funny? Before we actually get into our topics, before the game, they weren't confident.
No.
After the game, I've seen a lot of Brighton fans actually be quite fair about the game.
Yeah.
They've actually surprisingly been nice. It's so weird.
It's uncomfortable, isn't it?
It is very uncomfortable. And I think they've known their lane. Now that we've won the FA Cup, they're just like, we've got nothing we can say to them.
Definitely.
But let's get into it. Because some may say, fortunately for me, I weren't at the game. I was in York. My wife, Steph, kind of was getting recognized for an audio piece she did on pregnancy discrimination in the workplace and stuff. So York's a lovely city, by the way. Like
York's lovely. Yeah. Did you walk around like the rambles and all that?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, ooh, this is actually like. But obviously, we're walking around, going to these different like venues and stuff for like these different film festivals and all that. And we're like, no, we need to come back just to have like a social time. It's actually really, really nice.
Mhm.
And so, it's so funny because on the train, and I said to Stefan, look, I'm probably not going to get good Wi-Fi on the train. Probably won't be able to watch it from like any like platforms or anything. So I'm going to listen to it on the Palace app. Like, please don't disturb me. The worst bit about it though, got to King's Cross, and that's when the ref had blown for a penalty. Then it cut off because it's underground. So now I'm like, what's happening? And obviously when I got back to it, it said it got overturned and stuff. So yeah, not the best of experiences. But let's actually get into it. What's the first thing on the agenda? The starting lineup. Dan, what was your thought on that starting lineup?
Well, obviously, I think there was some rumours that Mark wasn't going to play. That trickled through. They turned out to be true. At first, my initial thought was that he'd actually play Lerma there, to be honest. But he didn't. He played Camvo there. And wow, what a game he had. He was absolutely brilliant. Like, it's crazy to say that he played in the same position as Mark, and arguably he probably did just as good as a performance as Mark would have done. Like, I thought he was so good in that game. Important going forwards as well as defensively as well. Who else is in the starting line? Obviously, Pino didn't start, which is maybe a little bit of a surprise. But then actually, I realised that he got a minor injury at the end of the RZ game, apparently, which I didn't realise until I looked at it after the game yesterday. So maybe had I known that, maybe not a surprise. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there was any surprises. I think that's the best. I think that's the 11 that, given those circumstances, you would have expected, perhaps, maybe minus Camvo. But yeah, I thought it was a strong starting 11, and I hadn't no issues with it. And yeah,
just on JD Camvo, Tim, because obviously, like, you've seen it. I've only seen a few highlights and then a bit. So I'm going to be feeding off you guys with a lot of it. What impressed you about his game? And because obviously I'm looking at it like it sounded like we didn't miss Mark, which sounds mad because we do miss Mark.
yeah.
He fit in so seamlessly. So what was it about his game?
He got better as the game went on, and I thought that was impressive because they did press high. They were coming after us a bit. The intensity was high. He matched it. I think the fear was that he's a young player. He's a teenager. Would he be up for the occasion? Would it prove to be too much for him? No, not at all. He was very much up for it. We already knew he had strength. He had pace. He could run into areas and dribble the ball if need be. And he did all of that, Rich. And he did more of it as the game went on. But I think the most impressive thing for me is how composed he was. He got into some areas where they were really trying to press him, and he was having none of it. It was really, I have to say, I totally agree with Dan. I looked at that and I thought, wow, he's getting himself out of positions. He's carrying the ball. He's not getting knocked off it. He doesn't look in any way fussed by all the pressure that's coming at him. Like, this is just another game for him. I'm shocked that that's a 19-year-old that was playing like that. And then as the game went on, that's the second most impressive thing to me, Rich, is that as the game went on, and you could tell he did the thing that Mark does. We needed our center backs. Richards did this a lot during the game. And on the other side, Canvo started doing it. He's running into space, carrying the ball. And then at one point, he's carrying the ball so far, he lines up a shot, and he missed it completely. But who cares, right? That'll come. That's totally fine. But he just drove right into the area and does the thing that Mark does, which is relieve the pressure just by being progressive with the ball and confident with the ball. That was something to watch, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just on that note, now, it sounds mad because we normally complain about depth. But my gosh, like, are we at a stage where we want to see him more? Are we at a stage where they'll just keep bedding him in slowly? I mean, we've now got 4 centre-backs who, it seems, deserve to start. Now, obviously, granted, Campbell's going to have to take a bit of time, in my personal opinion. But what a headache Glasner's got now.
A great headache.
Definitely.
That's a great headache. And then let's not forget, I mean, we don't know when he's coming back because he had that slip in training. But we also have Chatty Riyad. And hopefully that wasn't terrible. Like, he's just going to,
yeah.
It's just how ironic. He's about to come back and whoops, slip.
Yeah.
I know.
It's just the way they said as well, like, oh, he slipped. And it's like, oh,
I know. Yeah.
But no, I totally agree. I mean, I've said from the day we signed Riyad, like, for me, he was a nice proactive signing by us in that I think originally we probably would have gotten rid of Mark for a fee. And then he would have been the one who's come in. But obviously, as it turns out, he's not. So hopefully, by January, he's kind of like getting into that sort of match fitness kind of thing and can be like a rotation option. And then you got Canvo on the other side to say like, and I thought what impressed me at Canvo as well was that, I mean, at Toulouse, they play a similar formation to what we play. And he played on the right-hand side and we put him on the left-hand side in a heated game. And let's be real, like over the last few encounters as well, like people have been sent off. Do you know what I mean? Like I think Marcos, we had 2 red cards last season at home in this same fixture, and the fact that he was able to compose himself on the wrong side as well. Because remember, he's right-footed on the left side when he normally plays when he's played on the right-hand side for us and for Toulouse. I mean, I was just so impressed by his composure. And like you said, he's 19. He turned 19 at the end of July. So like that's what, just over 4 months ago. So yeah, I think that's a really, really, really good bit of business by us. And ultimately on that side as well, like we want someone who's so good at those line splitting passes. And you saw him do that on the right hand side. You saw him do it on the right hand side. I want to say it was against RZ. I felt like he was doing it quite a lot. And or maybe it was Liverpool. It might have been Liverpool, but I can't remember. And like it's so important for at least one of those centre backs to be like that, because then they can peel out to the side, they can move up the pitch, they can find those gaps in the space and help us to progress. And I think he's absolutely a superb bit of business.
I mean, it's just something you should watch, Rich, when you get a chance to rewatch the game. I would recommend this. So I totally agree with that, by the way, Dan. That is actually also one of the ways you take pressure off of Wharton. Like if you're going to key on Wharton and you're expecting him to be the one who's progressing it into the final third, if the center backs, either one of them can come in and deliver a line breaking pass and you just crowd in the middle, but you give space out there into the channels. It just creates another element of threat. But one thing you should look at, Rich, when you get a chance, and I'm going to, JC, I told you Van Hecke is a criminal and a pagan, and he was trying. I just to give yourself a second to watch this during set plays. Van Hecke was really going at us, and he was kind of trying to get the wind up and trying to wind up Canvo. And Canvo was defending his teammates, but he never quite took the bait, which is another thing I really loved because A, F that guy, but also second, that's what we need, like in those kind of situations.
Absolutely. And go for a few comments and then we'll move on to the next point.
Big up the dog. The players ran out of steam. I think we will talk about that later, about rotating and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm not surprised he's on the list I gave to them. Dog, have you applied for Crystal Palace to be a scout? Although the Malcolm Abue might be a bit of a mark. Big up, Chairman. No, Rich, you really did not miss a lot in that game. Honestly, if you're a neutral watching that game, you're turning that off after 30 minutes. It was terrible. It was so bad. Big up, Pat. Have you ever seen Brighton win the cup? No, I have not. It's been quite dusty around recently. I think that might have been Brighton cleaning out their trophy cabinet. Pagans. Tim's already said it now. Big up, Stephen. They have a very good squad. Is that us or Brighton? To be fair, I do think Brighton's squad is actually quite good, to be fair. I've seen someone in Brighton who won a cup of tea in a raffle. Nice. Kamada always seems to play well against Brighton. You know what? There was a guy that I used to banter with a lot on Twitter, a Brighton fan. Since we won, and like he just like he slated Sarr. Then he got 2 goals against him. Then he was slating Kamada, and he started just like doing bits. Like I think it was around like in the semi-final. Then obviously we won the FA Cup, and he's deactivated now. So
he broke him.
Yeah. He just posted that picture of like Xabi Alonso like that. Just see you later. Big up, Colin. Yeah, absolutely. Composure and Mark's dribbling, very very press resistant, which is very very important to the way that we play. Camvo was Colin's man of the match because all the eyes were on him and he gave it hard. Pause. Was strong, ball carrying out, thought was superb performance. Mitchell's my close second. I presume we will talk about Mitchell a bit later. Big up, Alex. Hope you're all good. Hey, gentlemen. Tough break that Cambo didn't get player of the match, but Ty was my vote and a worthy winner. I have no idea where he found the energy he did. I can see Glasner pepping up Camvo, so he's ready to take over Mark's position when he leaves next year. Yeah, I'd like. You know what? Actually, that is a good point because like I don't know. Albeit, like, if Riyad comes well this season and then he say because I mean, to be fair, he's only what?
Riyad might not even be 21.
He's 22.
Okay.
He's 22. He's 22. He's 22. He's 23 next June. So think about it. If he comes back in January, has a solid second half of the season, there's no reason why you can't have him on the left because that is his position. He's left-footed as well.
Yep.
And also like he's got good passing as well. Like I was impressed with passing when he was playing. And then you have Canva on the right. Like imagine that. And then you got Richards who can basically play any 3 of those positions really. But I think that's a superb headache to have. Mitch has grown by miles. Absolutely, yeah. We'll talk about him a bit later. Colin, I wonder what the odds are on that. You're an optimistic man, more optimistic than me. Rewatching the game, I'm worried about how Torn to Shred Sellers will get in the winter. We had some really bad timing for losing our fitness several times. I think they'll be all right. I think it's probably just their boots. I know Lerma's boot actually it was a foul and it got caught off. So Will Wharton, how much release cause? We'll maybe talk Wharton a bit later. I don't know whether they will insert. I don't see why they would. Like, he's still contracted until 2028, I think. So maybe it's 2037. Big up Angry Manor. Rich, don't rewatch that game, even if you get paid. Yeah, it was an ugly game. And then let's see.
Pat.
Big up, Damo. Hope you're all good. And then do you know what? We'll finish these lot of comments on this. You know what's mad? Palace could well be in Champions League in 2 years, win the Conference and the Europa, and you're there. Who knows? Who knows?
Indeed. Right, I'm going to merge the next 2 points because it might as well. The fact that it was a cagey game, yet there were missed chances, and I would actually say for both sides. Yeah. As much as it wasn't the most convincing game by the sounds of it, when I checked the highlights for Brighton, I looked at Gomez had one and Minte scuffed, like he skewed one well wide. And then for us, Mateta blasted one wide, Kamada blasted one wide with his left foot. He miscontrolled one in the middle of the box after it was saved. So there were chances there. Like, was it a case of like missed chances because we've been missing chances all season? Was there fatigue in there? Like, we could have scored by the looks of it.
I think we could have. I mean, watching it in the stadium, it kind of felt like they were more kind of like not half chances, but like I think they would have done well to score. I'm trying to think. The only one I remember that I kind of thought, I'm trying to remember what it was. Like, I know Verbrugge made a couple of good saves, but then they were like good shots from what I remember. To be honest,
Pino and Saar.
The Sar
Yeah,
chance for
yeah,
sure.
and I feel like there was, because I know there's that still image going on with Kamada, and he didn't shoot, even though it was I can't remember what one it was,
I think
but
that's when he miscontrolled it. Got and he was in the middle of the area, and he
yeah, and
miscontrolled it.
yeah, and I think I'm trying to think Brighton's chances. You know what? Like the Gomez one, I remember.
Yeah,
I don't
that was
think.
probably the best chance.
Yeah,
I know
because
Minter, like, he got past it out wide, and he went with his
Yeah,
left
but
foot
he
instead of
went and
his
he hit
right.
the side netting, and
Yeah.
that's another example of how Mitchell was just so great yesterday.
yeah, I mean, I think you know what's interesting actually. I mean, we actually created the same amount of XG to yesterday as we did against Brentford, and we won that game 2-0. So I wouldn't say it was terrible. I wouldn't say it was necessarily bad finishing, because I don't think I wouldn't have said, like, apart from like the miscontrols or something like that, there wasn't any I thought, oh, we should have scored that. I think it's just one of those, like, if they score it, it's good finishing, I think.
Cool. Before we get onto Tyreek Mitchell, because I love the fact that Chris Richards Instagrammed Tuchel. Instagram said England soon, Tuchel, you're watching, sort of thing. But Daichi Kamada, obviously he played in the left hand instead of Pino. Is it a case where we're kind of like expecting him to be so good in centre mid that he's not as good in his actual preferred natural position as a left hand anymore? Or is that being too harsh?
I don't know if that's good. Go ahead, Dan.
I'm just thinking. I think Kamada in our system with our personnel, I think he's better. I think he's actually better now. He's adapted physically. I think he's better in that 8. To be honest, I think in the 10, I think the problem is he wants to drop. He does. I feel like he just wants to drop deep a little bit, and I feel like he's not. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm just trying not to say something stupid here. Like I can't.
That's a good question here.
Because I'm
Well-
just trying to think. Like I just think like for example, if a defender is, I'm trying to also say this without pausing, right? But if a
Don't
defender
worry about
is
that.
like,
No,
if defender is all right, all right. If a defender's about to go right through the back of him, right? I think I don't know. I just don't know whether Kamada's quite at that physical level that he's able to kind of like take a touch and get away from it. Whereas I think Pino's a little bit better at doing that, and also I think there's an element of, well, when Kamada doesn't play in that 8, you notice, because I think Hughes is great, but I don't think he's on the same level as Kamada. Same with Lerma, so I think you also miss that element of that kind of like linking of the play as well. But yeah, I think that's probably why, to be honest.
I'll just give you very similar, but what I notice is that in that game in particular, there were moments where Daichi had a chance to just use his body, not to like be really strong, not in the sense of like, somebody's going to come right through the back of him. Somebody comes right through the back and they're going to bowl him over. What he did was, on a couple of occasions, he kind of steadies himself, sets a firm foundation, gets a quick touch, turns, and he's out of there. And that is a big difference from where he was last year. Like he's using the physicality that he has. He's not like super physical, but he's way better. He does not just get bounced off the ball right away. He can get bounced off the ball, but it's not as easy. And he's turning and actually putting the ball into positions a bit easier. So I think that's suited to what Dan said, that 8 position, or if he's going to lie a little bit deeper, he can get himself out of a position, particularly along the touchline. He's shown it along the touchline, and he's shown it in the middle of the park. So I like that. As the left-sided 10, you'd rather have Pino there for sure. He's much better in that 8 or 6 position.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about it, like, because obviously Pino had the knock and that's why he didn't start. But had he not had the knock, I just think our all-round game would have been better. I think would have been a bit more smooth, a bit more fluid.
Sure.
And there was a point here that was really good. I was thinking this at the time as well when I looked at it. Pino's run actually got in the way of.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Oh,
he made a
Kamara.
mistake. Yes, he made the mistake there, and Daichi hits it wide.
Yeah,
That is exactly right. Yes,
because that's what I know. I had to rewind it a few times because I was thinking, wait, was that Pino in the way? Or was that Van Hecke? And Pino just he runs in his
right, ran right. Yes,
yeah.
that's the yeah. Alex has got that exactly right.
But you know what? It sounds crazy. I don't blame Pino for that run because Pino's making that run so that Daichi could cut in and curl it in. I don't think anyone expected Daichi to then, because he literally did the fake shot and he just chopped him and went down the left hand side. So I think Pino got thrown back. So it's unlucky. It's unfortunate because it was the right run, thinking that Daichi was going to cut in and shoot with his right, but then he chopped to his left, so then Pino was in the way.
Mhm.
And it was a shame because it would have been a fantastic goal. But I mean, I think the only frustrations, guys, just hit the target. Hit the target.
Yeah.
All right. And just on what you're saying regarding like with Kamada, I think he's just got to stay playing centre mid. He's just too good for us there. Like what he does in the middle of the park, we shouldn't be changing that. I know, obviously, he wanted to rest Pino because of this knock. And Lerman's played well, don't get me wrong. But I think we lose Daichi when we move him back forward again from when he's in the middle of the park.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that game, maybe give Uche a start instead. And keep the Wharton Kamada midfield. Because I think what happened, by the looks of it, Wharton got swarmed because I don't think Wharton had the best of games.
No, he didn't.
No.
And Lerma then had to become the passing player, which is easier to defend against because Lerma's not as crisp and sharp with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not criticism of Lerma as a player. That's just not his game. So if we had Daichi in there, they've got two players to worry about as opposed to one. And I think it makes it harder for them to get back into shape as well.
We also play faster with those two in the middle. We play much faster with those two in the middle. But I will say, Dan, you should weigh in on this, but I thought Lerma played. Lerma obviously has a chip on his shoulder. He's got a point to prove. He's playing
really well, hasn't he?
He's playing really well.
Oh, definitely. For me, yesterday he was probably my third best player on our side.
He was great.
Like for me, it probably goes Cambo, Mitchell, or one of them two, and then Lerma a third. Like I'm not gonna lie, he was doing stuff yesterday that I didn't even know he could do. To be honest,
I know.
Like he was pinging like one touch passes like around, and then like also like doing like some nice switches and stuff like that. And I just never I haven't seen him do that for a long time, if ever. And yeah, no, he's playing with a lot of confidence and fair play to him. Like I said, I don't know in the fan cams, like he's taken a lot of stick recently, probably very fairly, and he's kind of come.
Wait, Lerma.
He's taken a lot of stick on Twitter, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, he has. Like when we played like Larnaca and stuff like that, like
Okay, yeah, but that was
people love like moaning.
Stuff. But since he's come back in, he's been brilliant.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like since he's come back in, he's been brilliant. And he's had a bit of a renaissance.
Yep.
No, really. Right. Just on this comment, I have a theory. It sounds mad. I think Glasner's self-sabotaging,
Say more about that. Come on.
Uche's not been picked for Nigeria in the recent internationals. Now, if Sarr goes to AFCON and Uche's not in the AFCON squad, we've got a player there. We've still got a player back. I don't know. I could be overthinking this. But I know we're going to talk about rotation in a minute anyway. Go on, Tim.
Okay. Maybe I'll start us on the rotation question. I've thought about this, and there was a lot of consternation yesterday during the watch along about the rotation. Like, when are we going to see SA? When are we going to see Uche? And like Glasner is doing us no favors here. Like we have to develop players. And I thought about this last night and this morning. And I was thinking, you know what? I'm not sure that I buy the argument that it is about him and unproven young players. Deveni's in the side. He gave Caleb Kapora a chance. He really rates Rio Cardines, and he'll be back in the squad once he's healthy again. It's not like he's shy about playing JD Canvo. Like, can we really say that he is kind of holding back young players? I think the answer to that is no. So then I come back to, so maybe your theory is right, Rich, or is it just that SA and Uche, probably SA more than Uche, are not showing what Glasner needs in training? Because clearly the other guys have. They clearly have done that.
Yeah.
So what is it about those two that they're not doing in training? That's my question now.
Yeah. And even on that, like, I know there's a lot of rumbles about, oh, why is it always Deveni? I think because most of the time we're actually trying to maintain a point or get a win or maintain a win.
Mm-hmm.
So Deveni comes on and he's more of a defensive-minded substitution.
Yes.
Like we actually this season we've rarely had to come from behind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rarely had to. Like when I think about the games, we've taken the lead in the majority of them.
Yeah.
So that changes the substitution we make in the sense. Obviously, when we were behind against Larnaca, Uche and Eze came on. Granted, I think it was a bit late.
Yeah.
But they were more attacking substitutes. So I agree to him. I just think they're not working hard enough. And then even little things like, and I know Glasner hates petulance.
Yeah.
Uche, they're trying to hit Tarkovsky at Everton. I know that peed him right off.
Mm-hmm.
And Esse continually walking down straight to the tunnel when the game is done. I know that's peeing him off. 1,000,000%. Because one thing Glasner would want you to do is go and at least clap the fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so these are all factors that are probably playing into the fact that Glasner's going, all right, you two, sit on that bench.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it. Yes, I want the rotation, but if it's for a reason where like ill discipline or being unprofessional and stuff, stay on the bench or leave. Because what we're building here is a foundation of like solid players who are willing to fight for the badge. Our team unity is ridiculous. How a 19-year-old kid in Canvo could come in and it's as if we didn't miss mark at all.
Yeah.
You know, and what he said afterwards, Canvo, is like the team spirit. They helped me get through this.
Yep.
And you know where that stemmed from and why he had a great game yesterday is because when he made the mistake against Larnaca, Henderson took blame and Glasner took blame.
Yeah.
That is what we're building here.
Yeah.
So if SA and Uche are not doing it, so be it. Yes, I want substitutions. I know we're getting knackered after 60 minutes. I agree. We need to make more changes. I agree. Glasner has to make changes. But if those are the changes he makes, I'm not criticizing. I don't care. There must be a reason behind it. That's I've got him for a rant. I don't know why.
To be honest, I agree as well. And you know what? I've been thinking about it again recently as well. And I kind of thought if Glasser's like I just think in the positions that we actually do have reasonable depth, we do rotate. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like midfield, for example, like is pretty much a go-to for Glasser to chuck on Hughes and Lerma. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so sorry. I don't even know how I ran it.
let it all out, mate. Let it all out.
Let's just call it passion.
Passion.
No, you know what? I realized I started to get angry at Esse and Uche for no reason.
Because you want them to do better. Just do
lads,
do better,
please.
Do better, lads. But yeah, and like, because like, this is the thing as well, is that like, and also like he's chucked on Canvo, he's chucked on Sosa, who, let's be honest, isn't that great, really. But then the thing is, right, after that, who else do you actually chuck in there? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Oh yeah,
So
so and,
yeah,
and
Nketiah,
obviously
but he's injured.
and also Devaney as well, and say like even in Nketiah, like he's had, I mean he's only had one start to be fair, but like I guess that's probably the only position he could maybe say should have maybe swapped a little bit. But he's happy to play Walter Benitez as well. I mean after that, the only other players who have actually got like minutes this season, I'm just looking at it now. Okay, Uche Esse, Rio Cardines, Nathaniel Klein, who realistically shouldn't be near a Premier League football pitch. And then that's literally it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't really know. Like, I don't think we like as a squad. Like, I said this in the summer. Like our squad, for whatever reason you want to, whoever you want to blame, whatever, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is that our squad is not big enough to deal with rotating in Europe. It's just not. Whoever's fault that is doesn't matter. Like, because like I'm saying, like you were talking about all these players that do get rotated in and out. Okay, Uche Esse maybe a bit more, maybe Nketiah a bit more. But then after that, you've literally got youth players like Cardines. Obviously, Kapoor's been injured for ages and ages.
Yep.
Like we literally don't have anyone else after that unless you want to start playing like actual under 21s with like no real experience. So yeah,
I've made it to the GOAT list from someone. I've made it to the GOAT list. Cheers, Alex.
Go Turquoise as well. It's nice. Nice.
I'm becoming
But
Nick
yeah.
Saar passion. But yeah, I mean, look, do we see this as a point gained or 2 dropped based on how the game went?
And how the game went. You know what? I actually think a draw was just a fair result. Like I think it was such a drab. I think the problem was right is that Brighton came to us wanting a point. So the first half was just ridiculously cagey. They came to stifle us. They weren't committing loads of players forwards when they were breaking. At the end of the day, they've got before yesterday. They had 1 point away from home all season, and then you go to your big rivals. That if you lose, the fan base who aren't they're not fully set. They're not set on Hertzler from like what I've seen, and he probably knows that. So it becomes a do not lose game for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they stifled us. We didn't really have an answer. And yeah, I genuinely think it. And also the thing as well, like we played on Thursday, so we're probably tired as well. Not just physically, but also mentally. Also, not just the fact that we played on Thursday, but the fact we've already played like I think it's like 20 games this season or something stupid like that, 19 games. So it's that cumulative effect as well. And I just think, I mean, before the game, I predicted a draw, albeit a more exciting draw. But I don't know. I think. And also, like we don't. Our record against them at our place is actually not very good. Our record is actually better at theirs than it is ours. So, yeah, I think a point was fair, to be honest, and I don't really see it as neither a point gained or 2 points dropped. Really,
I think it's a point gained. I mean, I think anytime you don't lose to that lot, especially on our ground, that's point gained, because they're always like this game. The reason I love it and hate it is it's a knife fight. This game is always a knife fight, and it was again. And the thing I didn't like about this game, Rich, is that there were moments, actually more moments than I would have liked to have seen, where they put us into a situation where we're playing a bit more of the game that they wanted to play, which I really did hate. But I mean, that is what, like, if you're trying to, what Dan said, if you're coming to a ground and you're trying to get 1 point, that is what you do. You try to force it down so that, the team that is supposed to be on top does not have a chance to play their game. And so, like, all the things that they did, keyed on Wharton. Munoz was absent yesterday. They really gave him nothing. I mean, they're just all of the things that should have been open for us, like getting in behind, really weren't. So they forced us to play a somewhat different game, and you end up canceling each other out. And so that's a point gained. So yeah, I love this rivalry and I hate it at the same time because again, I think they're crooks. And I was saying that during the watch along, but it's also fun because for me, like this is the rivalry. I know like for a lot of people, Millwall is the rivalry. The reason this is the rivalry for me is because I don't really have people I can key on, like players at Millwall who I'm like, oh, I effing hate that guy. But I got plenty of them on Brighton. So, yeah. I mean, I do think it's point gained for sure.
Wicked. Just quickly, actually, Tim, we've got to go back to your boy Mitch. We've got to,
justice for Tyreek.
we've got to give him a segment. Go on. I mean,
I loved it. I like it.
So good all season, hasn't he?
Oh my gosh! I mean, he is. I think that he's going to go down as a Palace legend. I think he's 26 now. What a performance that was. He was outstanding, and he did the Jednak, didn't he? Like he was, for a good portion of the second half, he's playing on one leg, and still playing great. Minte barely got a sniff. I mean, but now that's credit to Canvo as well. But Minte is a dangerous player, and Ty had him handled. It really is a travesty that he has not gotten into the England squad, but what a player he is. What a player. And I think that's going to come back. I mean, look, I'm a U.S. fan, so I would like the U.S. to win the World Cup, which will not happen, let's be honest. But I would like to, if we get matched up with England, I would like to beat England. But here's the thing. I think it's very short-sighted that they are not using Tyreek Mitchell because you're going to need somebody who can cancel out progressive right wingers in the World Cup. Is there anybody in that England squad that can do that from the left back position? I don't think so, but I know that Tyreek Mitchell can. Like, so he was so good yesterday. He was outstanding. He was making runs, getting into space. He was excellent.
It's amazing what a bit of competition does, really, isn't it? Even someone who's not very good in Sosa, like the fact that he's just able to give Mitchell a bit of respite, so Mitchell's not playing every single game, and he's able to focus maybe his training a bit more on attacking and stuff like that, rather than just recovering all the time. It just makes a lot of difference, doesn't it? Really. And who knows? Maybe he's learned a little bit off Sosa. Maybe they share ideas or what. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's not a left wing back focus group there, but I'm sure they kind of take like they kind of watch each other and kind of think, oh, that was good. Maybe I'll try to do that. Blah blah blah. Right. And yeah, no, he's been brilliant this season, and I wrote him off. I think last season or the season before, but you know what? Fair play. He's proved me wrong.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. What was I going to say? Yeah, for me, at the moment, he's player of the season at the moment. Closely followed by Daichi. But then you've got Mark. He's been brilliant as well. So.
Yeah, there's been so many good performances this year. Like it's very, very impressive.
Hey, Pat, you are forcing it.
Well, so do you want to? So
don't.
No. I'm saying I'm not going to say it. I know what this is, Pat, and I've been fooled once. I'm not going to get fooled again. So I know what this thing is. So the reason I'm not going to answer it is because I know what it is. So.
I just find it so funny. You've been spamming the chat.
I know. But anyway, so Pat, I know what this thing is. So yeah.
In fact,
I appreciate that you have. I appreciate the banter, Pat. But yeah, this one I took it once. I'm not taking it again.
Pat, you know what? Let the chat know if you've ever done it.
Oh, come on, Pat. Why you're not asking what it is? Surely, come on. You know what you're doing.
The cheek of it.
Yeah.
The cheek of
Yeah.
it.
That's like I
Pat's been
said, man.
He's definitely been carnival.
Pat is probably, I don't know. Pat, how old are you? Tell us how old you are. I'm not trying to slate you. I think you're right in the range of like my kids. I think you're right. I think you're right in that age range. My kids are between 20 and 20, coming up on 26. So yeah, I know what the score is. Let's just say that.
All right, we've obviously come up to an international break, which is, to be fair, normally we just use it as a rest. But if we come up with any ideas, someone did mention an idea for. I wrote it on my notes. Hold on, but it's something that we could consider talking about. Let me see if I can find it. Whilst we're doing that, let's get the Premier League table up because, my gosh, it's close.
Yeah.
Could you zoom that
I was
in?
going to say, is that too zoomed out? All right, let's zoom in. Okay, so obviously, how's that actually? Let me go in a bit more. Let's go.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah. So currently, Crystal Palace in 10th, above Brighton. Just want to put that out there. But it's crazy tight, isn't it? Because what actually no, the next game isn't Strasbourg, it's Wolves. But you know
what? That game annoys me.
What, the Wolves game?
Yeah, because they've got a new manager now.
Has it actually been done yet?
Confirmed, it's done.
Yeah,
it's done.
It's Rob Edwards. He has absolutely Middlesbrough fans are not happy with him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, to be honest. I mean, like, I know it's got nothing to do with us, but I mean, come on, 2 points after 11 games.
Yeah, but you know, with Palace, it will be so Palace to give them their first win.
Yeah.
And now that's why it's made me nervous.
We're away, aren't we? It is away, isn't it? Yeah, it is away. I think, I don't know. We got a good record against Wolves. I'm pretty sure we got quite a good record against Wolves, didn't we? Because I've been there twice and I've seen us win twice. I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
And well, anyway, yeah. So we got that Wolves game. So theoretically, if we won that, we could go up to third. I mean, well, probably not, but like because of the goal difference. But it's crazy, isn't it? Really.
It is,
I mean, between third and let's say, 13th is only 5 points.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Like, that is so tough. It's like, for example, like you looked a couple of weeks ago and Bournemouth were all the way up here, weren't they, in second?
Right.
And then now they're literally they're down in 9th.
Back to back defeats. But look at where Newcastle are in comparison to the relegation zone.
I think Europe's really hurt them this year. I think the way that they play football, because they play it so intense, when they have the European games, it just kills them, I think. You know what? Do you know what I didn't realise? So this is going off piece here, but like I didn't realise how bad Fulham were this year.
Yeah.
Until I think I watched Match of the Day the other night and they lost to someone crap. I can't remember who it was.
They lost to Everton.
They lost to Everton, yeah. That's it. They lost to Everton. I didn't realise how bad they were. And then suddenly I started getting like Fulham fans on my For You on Twitter being like, oh, this is the first time I've been worried about relegation. I was thinking, wow. I didn't that caught me completely by surprise that did. But yeah.
I mean, you're going to have, it does look like you're going to have at least one, maybe two of the existing Premier League clubs, the ones that have been up for a few years, are going down. Because Sunderland's not going down. I'm not convinced by Leeds. I'm not sure I'm convinced by Burnley either. But I think I'm more convinced by Burnley than I am by Leeds.
I think for me, Wolves will go down instead of Sunderland. I see. I think Forest and West Ham get out of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
'Cause
West
I
Ham
think-
should have enough to get out of jail. So
Yeah,
should
both
Forest.
their wins on the weekend were crucial.
Yeah,
Because if
definitely.
they had lost, if Forest and West Ham had lost those games, I then actually think, you know what, they're going to be adrift.
Definitely. Just seen. I just want to put this Alex's comment there. I think it's crazy. We've only lost 7 games since the new year.
Yeah.
And what's even more crazy is all 7 of them against Everton. But yeah, no.
Not far off the mark.
End of the day, this is a really good position to be. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this time last year, I think our 11th game was that Ipswich away game. So that was only us. We only won 2 games by this point last season. I think, for me personally, I think getting as many points as we can now is really, really important, because I think as we play more and more games, I think unless we get more people in January, and maybe Sheikh Decore and maybe Riyadh come back and are kind of all right for the second half of the season, I think we're going to get so tired.
No, absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, how I see it is we've done fantastic. And the reason being, bear in mind, some of these draws we should have won. We get enough points by the time AFCON hits. We might theoretically be safe enough to tackle the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And not so much, I hate the word sacrifice, but the league may take a bit of a backseat to maybe focus on Europe. We don't know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to be fair, like I think we'd all take that, wouldn't we? Like, I mean, for me personally, I'd even take, say, just getting to the final, if it meant that we scraped staying up on goal difference. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, like, I'll take that all day long. Like, I think, and also at the end of the day, if you do go all, it's like the FA Cup last year in a way, because I feel like our form was suffering through that FA Cup run a little bit. And it's kind of like, I think just put your eggs in that basket, because you win the Conference League, then you do get to Europa League, and then you can get demoted back to the Conference League again, and that won't happen this time. But yeah,
I mean, you just look at towards the end of December, we have that week leading up to the League Cup.
Oh yeah,
quarterfinal. You have City the weekend before. Then you have Cups, then you have Leeds, then you have Arsenal. In that order, I wouldn't mind rotating with City, rotating with Cups, trying to get maximum points out of Leeds with a, rotated side, and then go all out at the Emirates and try to win that, because that takes us to a League Cup semifinal. I mean, that would be outstanding.
Which is more games, because that's a 2-legged tie.
Yeah.
Right. It is. So you've got to but all things equal, if you
I think they need to change that, by the way.
Yeah, I think it should just be. I think it should be 1 leg at a neutral venue, personally.
Yeah, I do too.
But I mean, hopefully we get to a point where, and it's going to be very, very difficult to. But if we could beat Strasbourg and we can beat Shelbourne, the Cups game is can be a throwaway game. I know Gaston probably won't look at it like that, but if we go all in for those two, that one can kind of alleviate. And I agree. I'd prioritise, say, Arsenal. Obviously the league phase if we need to, and then maybe even say like the Leeds game or something. So I feel like that's obviously a lot more winnable than City is.
Exactly, right?
Then to be fair, we do have some. I mean, we got some favourable games leading up to that. I mean, you look at Wolves. I know they've got a new manager, but they're not in a good way. Okay, United is at the moment. To be fair, they're doing all right, so that's a bit tough. But then we got Burnley away and then Fulham away, so that's that could be a good thing for us to kind of say, okay, we've got we've banked these points, so therefore City, or not Arsenal, City, Spurs, in this run is actually okay to kind of. Do you know what I mean? To kind of give you a cushion.
Yeah. Well, on this point, then, let's say all of that stuff. This is the question that is in my mind that leads up to this. how much in the way of reinforcements do you need in January? Because if all this goes well, we're going to have a lot more games, right? Like
Three players.
You need 3 players. Okay. And are those 3? Because
Striker and 2 10s.
Okay, so all attackers. All right, great. That's the point I was. So the question I was going to ask.
Yeah, that's my personal opinion, by the way. I'm not speaking for the whole world.
I mean, here's how I would
actually, hold on. Let me change that. A striker, a 10, and a right wing back.
Okay, so right, because you need depth there. But here's the way I look at our team right now. I don't think it's wrong to say that we have an elite defensive unit right now that has conceded 9 goals in the league. I think that's third. I think we have the 3rd best defensive record in the league right now, either 3rd or 4th. Arsenal has the best defensive record. We're right there near the top. We are elite defensively.
Yeah, we are, Tim.
We are not elite in the attacking areas at all. So
no, but that's not even that. It's not because we haven't been trying.
we've been trying, and I don't think we need to be. We don't need to become elite in the attacking areas, but we do need to be better.
Yeah,
we do need to be better. So, like, what does that mean for the January recruiting? I don't know, but I think we need. I think all of us want to get a little bit of a confidence boost that we're going to, like, maybe it's Tyreek George. And honest to God, if Tyreek George is on the table and we can get him for a reasonable price, that seems like a pretty good buy to me.
I think, and also just to put it up there, look at that. In terms of an underperformance of our chances. The second worst in the league has got -3.9 and we're on -6.5. That's pretty incredible. But anyway, for me, I think, because I'm thinking about players that if they got injured, I would be like, oh dear. I think I'm going to say 3 as well, because I do think 3. I think someone who can play. Now, are these 3 players? See, this is a tough thing because like it's really hard to gauge what's going to happen with Riyad and Decore, and I think it's so difficult because if Decore comes back well, then I probably wouldn't say a midfielder.
But you would still take Keys Smith from Alkmaar.
Get him in January if you can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
because that's a guy that could give you goals from the midfield position, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna say a defender who can cover Lacroix's position, and the reason why I say that is because if Lacroix's position is very, very important to us because it allows us to confidently play a mid block because he's so quick, and anywhere that goes beyond his reach gets gobbled up by Henderson. Yeah. So I think someone who can cover his position. I've heard Cambo can do it, but I'm trying to think if he's fast or not. Can't really remember. But someone that can cover that position. I also think I actually agree with JC. I've seen your comment there. I think as well another midfielder, and I'm not talking about because I think the thing is, I think when Kamada gets pushed up, we kind of miss someone in that 8, and I would like to see someone there, especially since Kamada he's not old by any stretch of the imagination, but like. Someone who is, younger, who is going to maybe grow into that. Maybe it is Devaney, but I mean, he gets played at a 10 a lot, so it's hard to say. But then also,
I know this won't happen, but this will be an incredible loan for depth.
You know what? I'd probably take it, to be honest, because my criticism of Wilf was his injuries, but he seems to be okay. He seems to not be much of a problem now.
As long as he knows he's on the bench. But talk about impact player to come on. Someone just run it. Oof.
And I do think I think we miss like some experience in that attacking midfield as well. I really do. Like just someone who can just kind of like get the ball. He's quite intelligent. Like Pino is intelligent, but I think he lacks experience. Like that's why I'm not suggesting that we should have gone and got Jack Grealish, but like someone like that who is is maybe towards the end of their career. Who has got some really good experience, who can just, they know what to do. They know how to play smart and just allow them to. So yeah, actually, I'd back a Wilf. I'd back Wilf coming back. To be honest, there you go. Wilf, Smith, and then some young centre back.
I mean, Smith, I think, is the dream for me in that midfield position. Totally agree with that, Dan. But I'm curious about JC's take here on Hayden Hackney. I think that is I think that's an underrated shout because of just the chaos that Middlesbrough is going to be going through heading into the January window with Edwards walking out the door.
Yeah,
there might be some. I mean, that's underrated comment by JC there. I like that.
Yeah, Hackney's good. I did a little piece on him when I can't remember. I think we were. Oh yeah, that was it. We were connected with him and Andy Diouf, and I did just like a comparison of them. Hayden Hackney's good. I think you get decent out of possession. I think you get good passing as well. Another player I know that we have been linked with again is Joe Bellingham because he hasn't played that much in the Bundesliga, and apparently he might be unhappy. So that could be. And obviously we were in for him. We wanted him when he was at Sunderland, but he chose not to. He would be another one that I wouldn't mind as well, to be honest.
I mean, you got to get. I think the goal for there, why I like Smith most is, I think we need more goals from the midfield. Yeah, we need more goals from the midfield. Yeah, and I do think that Smith has that capability to. He looks like a guy that's got an eye for goal, and that's a good thing. But yeah, no, I agree. Like if you could close the gap between the defense, it just looks so good, so well settled, lots of depth, real quality in defense. Can we just build that attack a little bit more? But you guys make a good point about defensive depth as well, particularly I don't know that Rio Cardines is the right depth at right wing back, even though I know the manager rates him quite highly.
Absolutely. I heard obviously the Job say my daughter she said she had a bit of a tummy ache, so just wanted to get some water. See how we get on. Joe Bellingham, if their parents are the ones, I don't want them anywhere near the club. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a bad story, isn't it?
It's just too involved. Just move, man.
Yeah.
What happened? I must have missed that.
Yeah, say more about that, Rich. It's not good.
The dad had a proper go at the coach for not playing him, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. Then.
Yo,
okay,
my
I
guy,
didn't know that.
shush, man.
Yeah. It's a really good point. We can't have no cancer in the clubhouse.
None.
Keep that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
What we're building is fantastic.
Yeah.
You're either on board or you go.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's a bit much, isn't it? I didn't know about that.
Absolutely.
Smith then. Yeah, come on, bring Smith.
Yeah, Smith would be fantastic. But yeah, look, Wolves is what, the 23rd?
This second, I think.
22nd?
And then Saturday.
Man United's on the Sunday after. And then we go into that dreaded December. But it sounds crazy. Wolves, United, Burnley, then Fulham, right?
Yeah, I did have it up a second ago, but yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, Wolves, Burnley, Fulham. Yeah, say that those are important.
Those should be winnable games. Yeah,
10 out of 12 points there. Potentially.
Yeah.
Obviously, no league game in the league's easy and all of that stuff. But if we do end up getting 10 points minimum from that, which will take us to 27.
Takes a lot of pressure on the harder games in December, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, we're only 13 points off the alleged 40-point mark. But the key bit is the Strasbourg game in between, which JC said. Which, what's mad? I'm more confident about that than the other two. Only because I think Strasbourg will come out at us.
Yeah, that is such a big game. If we could get, I think that does so. that is one of those key games. If you get 3 points at Strasbourg,
we're in good state.
I mean, we would be in incredible shape. I think it would change so much. It would make everybody feel a heck of a lot more comfortable. I agree. Huge game.
Cool. All right. Hold on, before we end, let me do for the last couples. Comments. So Alex here saying away games are never easy. I feel we especially have a poor time at Burnley. I mean,
Not in recent years, Alex.
yeah, recently we've been okay. You know, Colin's saying there's 3 points left to be had for sure. I don't know what Pat thought we have a no.
He's talking about Bellingham.
the bad vibes. Okay, gotcha.
Bellingham parent.
Okay, so you know what? I can put this one up. Yeah, that's a good comment there, Pat. No Karens for players, parents, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was LeVar Ball. The parents was a bit too. Because there's 3 of them, right?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
Like Lamar Ball. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, like LaMelo, and I think there's. Yeah, I don't know much about that, but yeah, I'll take Pat at his word there. Like we do know, we've seen this in sport throughout the world. Like when you get an over aggressive.
Okay, yeah. He did too much for what I saw in the movie and that. Got
it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can't have it. You just can't have it. You know, it's cancer in the clubhouse. Get it out.
100%. Okay, so obviously international break. What you could do, guys, just chuck in some content ideas in the chat. We'll do our best to obviously get some content out because of the next 2 weeks, especially this week. There's not going to be much because obviously next week will be the build up to Wolves due to the international break. But there was one I've written down previously. I can't remember who sent it through, but talk about the youth players who can break through. So we'll try and get something done this week for that.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll try. Yeah. So Tim, let us know what days you're free, if you are free this week, and we'll get that in because I know you like to talk about the youth.
Yeah.
To be fair.
No. Yeah. I'll email you, Rich.
Yeah. So we can get that done sometime this week. Also, Quizmaster, they're asking for another Palace quiz, Dan.
Nice. I'll have to look into that because the only problem with it was that for some people it was
it Kahoot, innit?
It was Kahoot. So I'll maybe have to find an alternative, or if I can somehow get rid of the timed element of it and just say have it up for 30 seconds, it doesn't matter when you answer it, then it could be doable. But I'll look into that.
I'm sure there is a way with Kahoot.
Probably, yeah. I feel like there probably should be. I would imagine so.
Yeah. So that's what we've got so far. Oh, yes. I need to remember Nate's forfeit.
Oh no!
Well, you got
to get this done.
You got to get him on stream first.
Too long. You know what, guys? Because initially we were going to do. I'm going to say what it was. Initially, we were going to get him to do a Thomas the Tank Kim Jin watch along, but then we obviously would then get copywritten because we can't show the Thomas the Tank into the footage and stuff, which would have been absolutely hilarious. Because if you know Nate loves trains. Take that as you wish. Take that any way you want to take that. So, you know what? Once the show ends, go back to the stream, go into the comments, and chuck in forfeit ideas. Obviously, make sure that they're reasonable, guys. We don't want to get in trouble with YouTube.
I'm kind of backing this Pat, to be fair.
Walnut Brothers versus the. That would be actually hilarious. I'm gonna put that down. Hold on. Just for fans. The Chatterjees. Well, the thing is, they've got different surnames. So it's Nate and Nick. Rap battle. That will be hilarious. Can you imagine Chairman hat backwards? Cool. Yeah. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out, guys. We'll get some content out for you this half international break. But also we will be resting because boy, we have been working flat out as well. So especially Dan and JC recently. They've done a lot. Obviously, Van Cam's, Tactical and all of that stuff.
Oh no.
I think he'd get arrested.
Oh my gosh. He said she's the ghostwriter.
Ghostwriter.
Can I say, is it me, or does JC look mad young with this new haircut?
Yeah.
He
Definitely.
looks like he's back in secondary school.
Definitely.
Yeah. Sure.
Ooh, Pat wants to be the ref of the rap battle. All right, we're going to try and make that work, you know. I don't think that's a bad idea. Evidence of disappearance of nature in the preview. Yeah, he's had a few disappearing acts recently. Big up to Talk Fan TV, who says they're going to Bournemouth versus West Ham.
Nice.
And this is why Nicky and Nick won't turn up.
True.
Right. And hopefully not angry. Hopefully not. But like I said, it will be so Palace. It will be so Palace to do that.
It would be hashtag typical Palace. That's true. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Right. Oh my gosh, I saw something about the crystals. Anyway. Oh my god.
Man, Nicky catches strays. You can't go a stream without Nicky catching strays.
Oh, what was the bet? Nate lost. So basically, we do a predictions league. So we put in our predictions from the start of the season, and what there is, there's a forfeit for like. So we got two tables. One with just the Eagle Eye football lot, including Ria, and Nate came bottom of that. But then we also have another one where it's like everyone, like who's willing to get involved. Who came bottom? I can't remember.
Surely Nate came bottom, no?
Yeah, with us, but I mean the whole thing.
Oh, well, yeah, but I think some people started doing it and they stopped like halfway through, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like I think it was Coltrane, but I think he only did like 1 week.
that's it. I can't remember, but yeah. So yeah, that's what the forfeit is about. By him sleeping. Earth has not let him live after he fell asleep. It's Earth, you know. No one else mentioned. Earth always brings us up, but you know what? We love it, Earth. Keep bringing it up. Impossible challenge, Nicky. Stay away. I'm watching football.
Stay awake.
Oh my days. Oh, I don't. Sorry. Take it off. Whoops. Stop clicking at it. I'm gonna get the stream. I'm gonna get in trouble.
I'm the Palace.
Like, share, subscribe, and obviously go back to the stream. Comment on what the forfeit should be for Nate. We'll figure it out. We'll also try and sort out a stream about the youth players, which ones will break through. Hopefully this week. Try and do a Palace quiz. So Dan says he's gonna look into that, and maybe JC and Chairman versus Nicky and Nate in a rap battle. That'll be fun. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Eagles.